Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman. And we are coming to you basically from our studios downtown Lansing. I'm a little remote here, you can tell by the background, but we're going to stay in the Lansing area. We're going to spend a little time with Teri Sand. She's the Business Services Manager at CAMW, which is the Capillary Michigan Works. Serving Ingham, Eaton, and Clinton County. Big job. And Teri, of course, your big job is to keep us in viable people to work in our companies, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, listen, let's talk about that because a big part of that is going pro, the talent fund. Give everybody kind of a rundown of what going pro talent fund is.
Yes, thank you. So several years ago, the state of Michigan legislature set aside monies for the talent fund. It's a competitive application process through which private sector businesses could potentially be reimbursed for some of the costs of training their workers. So maybe workers need to be upskilled. There's new technology or new software, or just they've got a different job than they used to have at that company, something like that, or there's occupational certifications someone needs to earn, or they're in an apprenticeship, or just training new hires, getting them up to speed on what it is they just were hired to do. So lots of ways that companies are doing training, and this is one way to help them offset that cost.
Well, and of course, the opportunities are there, but what sorts of things can that talent fund pay for, either for the employer or the employee?
Yes, the workers do need to be full-time at that company. So full-time W-2 permanent capacity with the company. They might be on-site training for those new hires. It might be classroom training for those full-time workers for something that results in a certificate of completion or a certification or an academic credit or a license for the work that they do. Eligible classroom training topics change every year, but they do usually stay around hard skills rather than soft skills like time management or communication, something like that. The Talent Fund doesn't allow continuing ed or workshops or conferences either, so they want that real classroom training for those skills upgrades in the current workers. And the fund can only be used to reimburse for the cost of the training itself. So not to help the company pay for mileage to get a worker to a classroom training, or maybe there's a license exam or a certification fee. Those things would be extra and on the side of the employer contribution, but the training itself could potentially be reimbursed by the talent fund. The maximum reimbursement is $2,000 per person. So if you did need to send somebody to more than one training, you'd keep in mind that maximum there, $2,000. Or for a registered apprentice who's registered with the Department of Labor, the reimbursement could be up to $3,500. Can make some big impacts and help some companies' training budgets.
Well, it certainly can, and especially if you have multiple employees
Right.
in some cases. It's a fair number of bottom line. So, as a business services manager for Capillary Michigan Works, what's the business services team role in this talent fund?
Yes, absolutely. So the process begins by a company connecting with their local Michigan Works. So we're meeting with them to find out how's the business going, what kind of training do you need, cross-referencing and making sure the company is eligible, the training they want to do is eligible, the workers they want to train are eligible, and that it makes sense for them to apply for the talent fund. There's also 2 cycles each year of the talent fund. So based on some kind of company's busy seasons or different things happening, it might make sense for them to apply one of the cycles and not the other, something like that. During the application process, we're of course there to help them through that if they need any help navigating that online application process and helping them get everything ready for the application. If they do get awarded, then of course we're there throughout that following year to walk them through. We like to meet every month with our awardees, making sure that every bit of training that they put on their plan actually occurs, or help them problem solve if something has come up since the original application, to make sure they use every bit of the award that they were granted, and every eligible training can be reimbursed to the greatest extent.
Gotcha. So, going Pro Talent Fund grants, they're awarded twice a year. Second round of awards was recently announced. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened in that second cycle?
Yes, statewide, they awarded $16.5 million, and that was 301 applications that they approved. Locally, for Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham County, we had 17 applications approved and total a little over $1.6 million. And those applications are going to train 682 of our local workers. 157 of those folks are apprentices registered with the Department of Labor or yet to be hired as one of those apprentices. 162 new hires, apprentice or non. So we're really looking forward to a lot of current and existing workers and apprentices getting trained in our region.
Boy, this really makes a dent to get that talent out there and working for our industries. So, believe it or not, with all the regalia, there are a lot of people who don't know about this. How could they get more information?
Absolutely. The website is michigan.gov/talent fund. So the /TALENTFUND, or contact their local Michigan Works. And if they don't know how to contact their local Michigan Works, that same michigan.gov/talent fund does have a link right in it of how to find your local Michigan Works contact. So if your listeners are in the Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham County region, my phone number is 517-492-5516. They could contact me directly.
There you go. Teri Sand, Business Services Manager at CAMW, the Capital Area Michigan Works, Lansing, serving Lansing, Ingham, Eaton, and Clinton counties as well. Teri, thanks for the great job you do. Please pass that on to the team.
My pleasure.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we will be back.